Welcome back. Fears of terrorism have many people changing their plans for the summer, their travel plans. European travel, for example, is down. The State Department issuing a warning on traveling to the region this summer. And it is not just terrorism. There are worries over the long lines and the TSA. The Zika virus also weighing on Americans. Joining me right now is United Airlines CEO and President Oscar Munoz. Oscar, good to see you.
Oh, good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Can you characterize what you're seeing right now in terms of people wanting to travel?
Well, the bookings are down slightly below our normal, but all our seasonal flights that we fly every year are all ready to go, and we're booking people on there. And so there is a little bit of a downturn, but you know, the terrorism aspect has dissipated to the concerns have dissipated a bit, and that certainly contributed, though, to some of the softness.
I guess after the Brussels attack, it really ramped up the nervousness there. But you know, we just got an employment number out on Friday,
sure.
And we see really weak job growth. You're seeing an economy that's really at a crawl.
There's no question. As you know, GDP has shrunk almost by half since the start of the year. And so those are all the monitors we closely watch. But again, we're still a little bit optimistic by starting all our seasonal flights that there still will be a good degree of leisure travel this summer.
Have you seen an impact from the Zika virus and worries over that? That's just one more thing to layer in there, isn't it?
Well, listen, we're big sponsors of the U.S. Olympic team. We fly them down there, so we're very close to the team, the members, and the people that run it. And it is a huge concern to a lot of the athletes and their families, to folks like us that want to go visit down there. So it is a big concern.
There's a lot of uncertainty around it, but obviously you're not afraid. You're flying the Olympic team back and forth.
Oh, absolutely.
But there have been athletes who've said, look, I'm not going.
Right. We heard that earlier. So you know, it's certainly their prerogative from that respect. As we talked to the government in Brazil, and they give you while they're concerned, there's certain mitigating factors that they're supplementing are the concerns that people have.
Meanwhile, you're ramping up in terms of unveiling a new long-haul business class service. You're calling it Polaris. Tell me about this, because when you look at long-haul, you're right in there going to Asia as well, and that part of the world is doing quite well.
Absolutely. Well, again, the global economy as a whole is always cyclical, and so you always have issues. But yeah, Asia has been a great market for us over the years. We continue to expand in secondary markets in China, for instance, and so our new product is absolutely designed for the international business class traveler. It's to make that flight, that experience from lounge when you first arrive to landing one of extreme comfort, and especially specifically to promote sleep. So
the longer the flight, the better
yeah, it works.
Experience.
Certainly, of course. I mean,
you're promoting sleep.
Yeah, you're promoting sleep, and the issue between, let's say, here in New York to London, it's a relatively short flight. So even if you slept the entire time, it's not necessarily enough restorative sleep.
Right, 6 hours.
But on the longer flights, it's going to be an amazing product for you as a business person or as a leisure traveler, for truly get your sleep, to be able to get up and seize your day when you arrive.
Are you seeing performance in the business side of things better than leisure, or is it the same?
Business versus leisure?
Yeah, domestic and international.
Yeah, business is always a very strong market, and it's one we watch closely. The leisure is, again, tied to the overall economy. The jobs market will certainly weigh in on that, and so that's probably the softer part.
I got to get to the TSA issues. We've been talking about this last couple of weeks, where there's incredibly long lines. Look, weapons have gotten through, and the security of TSA. What is going on there, do you think?
Well, a lot of things. For instance, you know, there's a lot of concern with why it's happening, because last summer we had the same amount of travelers. The baggage fees were in place. All of the concerns and issues that people have raised have been in place for some time. So what has transpired from last summer's peak season to now that are causing these lines? And there was some concerns with the weapons audit, and I think things were tightened up from a security perspective. Some of the optional or alternative methods of detecting folks were disbanded, and so we're urging the government to put the dogs back in, the behavioral folks in order to lessen those lines.
I'm glad you mentioned the fees on bags, because that is one of the criticisms. You know, people out there said, well, the airlines are implementing these fees for, you know, every bag that you want to check, and so I'm going to try to take more bags on the flight.
Yeah, no, that is a common conventional wisdom that unfortunately, is incorrect, since bag fees have been in place for many years now and is not an issue. And in fact, if there was a place within the TSA environment that, from our perspective as an industry, feel is probably the last place you want to put more stress on, would be the baggage screeners in the back, because people don't understand that there are baggage screeners behind the curtains, and the bags have to go through there. And if we just pile more bags in there, it's not going to make much of a difference.
Should the TSA be privatized?
I think TSA will need to run better. And however that happens, with our support and the government together in a collaborative fashion, that'd be terrific. And if it's privatized as a method that's worked before, that we can trust from a safety perspective, I think the trick at the end of the day is we've got a lot of customers and a lot of humans trying to get to a place, A, but B, backing them up into an unsecured area also creates a level of safety, a level of danger that I think we have to be concerned with.
By the way, before you go, is there a best time to travel in terms of bargains? I mean, I suspect it's not between Memorial Day and Labor Day. That's peak season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So prices may go up.
Yeah, it's a capacity and demand issue, right? And just think about the common aspect of the business traveler traveling on a Monday and a Friday sort of thing. Those are not necessarily great times, off days. But again, it is all demand and capacity driven. All
right, we'll leave it there. Oscar, good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Oscar Munoz is the CEO and president at United Airlines.